Vigilante wins here with a very simple question, and that is, what are people's actual expectation from these Francis Ngannou Tyson Fury pay-per-view buy numbers? I say that because the numbers have come out this week. Apparently this sold only 11,000 buys in the US, about 56,000 buys on the ESPN app, but it did get about 400,000 buys in the UK. So a lot of people have made out, oh, this proves Fury's not a star, which it might, and that Fury's star power has been overstated to some extent. Honestly, the UK numbers show that he still has a lot of star power over there. But you know, he was fighting as the US guy for a few years. He came out to the Only in America and came out with the America trunks at one point, was doing all his fights in America for a few years. So, you know, the thought was that he had built up a bigger fan base here than he actually has. And I understand that criticism. I understand criticizing old Luke. I understand of wanting to, you know, rub his nose in it, especially after the distasteful ridiculousness that we got from the judges in Saudi Arabia. That said, I still feel like it's being unfair, especially to Francis and just in general, because we spent the past, I don't know how long, ever since this fight was announced, telling everybody we could that the fight didn't matter and that Tyson Fury was going to easily win and that Francis didn't have a chance. And we talked everybody out of buying it. We talked probably more British people, which was the biggest audience. We probably talked a lot of them out of buying it. We talked the international audience out of buying it. We talked the American audience out of buying it. All we did is say this fight is meaningless and we all know who's going to win. That's all we did. That's all everyone did, myself included, because we were just so smart that the boxer was not going to lose to the MMA guy making his debut. It also didn't help, you know, to put this on Francis, and it probably helped his fight that we saw the sparring with Mike Tyson. He looked so woefully slow, and that clearly was gamesmanship, and it worked. It helped, making people think, or at least making Tyson Fury think, he would have an easier time against a sloppier, less competent fighter. It obviously has some impact. At least it seems to be. I guess I can't declaratively say obvious, but I feel like it has some impact. The gamesmanship of those videos where it doesn't look like Francis Ngannou is that competent. But that also hurt the marketing. And so I don't think it's fair to go back and say, oh, this fight didn't sell as much as we thought it would, which especially 400, 500,000 buys in this day and age is still 400, 500,000 buys. I know that a lot of this talk happened before the British numbers came in. The British numbers came in, I want to say today, maybe the day before. But there was a lot of talk when it only sold 11,000 buys in the US and 50,000 abroad outside of Britain. Oh man, this fight is a flop. It's a flop. Is it? This fight is what we thought it was, to quote Denny Green. We kept telling everyone that Francis didn't have a chance, so people didn't buy. Now, after the fight, after we see that Francis is not only a very competent boxer, but one of the best in the world, ironically, after one fight, and now we want to see him in more boxing matches, and only God knows what's going to happen with the PFL. Maybe he's going to get the John Jones fight. Apparently the PFL is down to make a cross-promotional fight with UFC, which ironically is the boxification of MMA, because now we'll have multiple organizations involved with the fight, if that indeed does happen. But everything's changed now. Everything's different. And now I feel like we're holding this fight, the numbers of this fight, to a standard that we didn't hold the fight to initially. And I don't think that's fair. But what do you think? If you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share and subscribe, please do it. Even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Good night and God bless. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.